Hello, everyone. I would like to review our content area reading syllabus in this video. Again, this is for 6193 content area reading. Our course description. This course focuses on strategies for teaching reading through the content areas with a focus on diversity, struggling learners, and research in reading, comprehending, nonfiction, and content area text. Because this is an 8-week online course, you can expect to spend approximately 15 to 16 hours per week. That's an average minimum, completing all assigned independent learning activities. These are our instructional objectives and the related standards. It is also broken down each week with specific learning objectives that will be emphasized. And I will review these in a weekly video that you will receive on Sundays. These are our textbooks. Tools for Teaching Content Literacy by Allen, and More Tools for Teaching Content Literacy by Allen. And these are flip charts, and you are going to need those for the course, but you will also find that they are an invaluable resource for you once you are teaching. Another text that we have are Subjects Matter, Exceeding Standards Through Powerful Content Area Reading. It is the second edition of the Daniels-Zemmelman text, and you will also need that. Online course attendance. I would like to review this. In order to be counted present for a specific instructional week, you must make a substantial contribution to the course at least once during the instructional week. A substantial contribution is defined as posting to a discussion forum, submitting an assignment, completing a quiz or exam, or any other academic activity required for that specific instructional week of the course. If you fail to meet this minimum requirement, you will be counted absent for that instructional week and subject to the absence policy noted in the section below. Now, if you have only 2 absences in our class, you will be fine. If you are absent a 3rd time, you will be withdrawn from the course at the point of the 2nd absence and issued an X, a non-passing grade. Should you be withdrawn from this course due to excessive absences and must repeat it in order to satisfy your program requirements, please note that you will have to pay for the course again when it is rescheduled, using the appropriate tuition rate that is in effect at the time of the retake. If you do not attend this course in its entirety, but within the parameters established for the total number of allowed absences outlined above, you will receive a final letter grade, A through F, based upon the degree to which you have successfully completed all assigned work. Now, the late work policy is very important. Any graded assignment submitted after the posted due date will result in a 10% reduction in the total number of points possible for the assignment for each calendar day that it is submitted late. If you have what you think is a significant reason for not turning your work in on time, please communicate that with me before the due date to determine whether other arrangements need to be made. Unless an incomplete has been approved prior to the end of the course, no assignments will be accepted after Saturday at 11:59 on the final instructional week. There is no extra credit permitted. Now, a description of your assignments. Discussion forums, which you will have weeks 1 through 7. You are expected to actively participate in one assigned discussion forum and are required to post your initial individual responses by no later than Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. of the relevant instructional week. Your instructional response should be between 250 to 500 words in length. Use appropriate scholarly sources to support your statements, and include accurate APA in-text citations and references as needed. You should always cite our text, subject matters, and you should always reference it. Whatever you reference in a post, you have to have cited within the post. You must also respond to the initial posts of at least 2 classmates by no later than Saturday at 11:59 p.m. of the relevant instructional week. Each of your responses made to classmates' postings should be at least 150 words in length and crafted to foster further dialogue via questions to your peers that require reflection and responses in return. So when I look at the discussion forums, I'm going to see questions. I'm going to see you answering your peer questions. Each discussion forum question is worth a total of 20 points. The number of points received will reflect the overall depth and quality of your responses, total word count relative to the required minimum for each discussion forum post, and adherence to the guidelines and weekly deadlines for discussion forum postings as noted above. Also, for the sake of fostering good communication, be sure to include the first name of your classmate at the beginning of your reply each time you respond to the posts of others in the group. If you have questions about the discussion forums, please send me an email. PowerPoint response activities. These assignments will ask you to respond to the PowerPoint presentation for the corresponding instructional week via a series of related prompts and questions. Additional guidelines for each assignment are provided via the Moodle course site. Each PowerPoint response activity is worth a maximum of 30 points and must be submitted no later than Saturday at 11:59 p.m. of the corresponding instructional week. Now, if your discussion forums, your initial posts, and or your response to at least 2 classmates are not turned in by Saturday at 11:59 p.m., I will not remind you that you have not submitted something. It is your responsibility. The same as with the PowerPoint response activities. If it is not submitted by Saturday at 11:59 p.m., it will be counted as a 0. You have a dyslexia reading strategy lesson due week 5. Let me just say up front, this assignment is a chalk and wire and Moodle assignment. There is a Sign Up Genius for the research paper and presentation, which is due week 7. This is both a chalk and wire and Moodle assignment. You have a final exam that will be posted for week 8, and it needs to be completed no later than Saturday at 11:59 of the final week of the course. Now, I want to go back and talk about the dyslexia reading strategy lesson. You will be using the MVNU lesson plan template. You're going to need the Ohio Learning Standards. So you will have students in your classroom at some point in your career that will struggle with the task of reading due to being diagnosed with dyslexia. As an educator, you must be aware of warning signs connected to dyslexia, as well as ways you can universally design your own curriculum to meet the needs of all learners. What you do to help the student with dyslexia will also help the students that learn visually, or the student that struggles to process information, and so on. This assignment is meant for you to choose a content reading strategy that would be appropriate for your students with dyslexia. Here is your task. Pick a topic in your content area. Find a content standard in the Ohio Learning Standards that is appropriately connected to the topic. Write a measurable objective related to the standard, and design an activity where you will choose a content reading strategy that can be used with the students that have dyslexia. So you choose a strategy and explain why you're using it. Connect your explanation to resources from our course or from independent research you found on your own. Finally, create a type of self-assessment for the student with dyslexia. This self-assessment may be a checklist or reflection instrument. You will include this self-assessment for the student with this assignment. Again, this is due week 5. Your research paper, there are topics that you can choose from. And the intent of this assignment is for you to develop a deeper knowledge of the topic than is possible for everyone due to the accelerated format of the course. This assignment is worth a combined maximum of 100 points. Again, it is submitted on both Chalk and Wire and Moodle, and it is due no later than Saturday at 11:59 of week 7 of the course. Additional guidelines are provided via the Moodle course site. Please look at that. Here's a breakdown of the final grades. Here's our grading scale, which you already know. And then we have assignments at a glance for each week. Please read the policies about student academic integrity. I want you all to do well in this class. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. I want you all to be successful. Thank you.